Show. My name is Kalejaye Hammed. This is a show where we'll be giving you we'll be talking about some interesting topics in the world of football, and we will be trashing out those topics today. I'm not doing this alone. I've got my brother here. The ELEGBETE1, the everyone, the one. Now you just.
Wait a minute. Did you just? Okay, let me say it the way it should be said in the right way. Should I say it?
Yeah, go on.
No, let's wait. Should I say this episode?
No, let's wait till the end of the show.
Okay, let's wait till the end of the show. I will say it.
Alright, guys, what I want to talk about this time, but where do we start from? Let's start from...
Start from the start.
Let's start from... Okay, let's start with the team that starts with A, Arsenal. Arsenal, Manchester United played their draw and all the...
Wait, like you want from Anna, right?
No.
That's why you started to ask me.
No.
Okay.
I just a draw. After the draw, Emery, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and a PE teacher will go down for sure. No problem about that. Emery, he don't advance. He's already moved from the PE teacher level to the coaching level.
Yeah.
So now bros for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But what do you think? Emery has a good team, but
a good team. What do you mean? What do you mean a good team?
He has players that are supposed to give him good results compared to Manchester United that has trash players.
I actually think that Manchester United have a better set of players compared to Arsenal.
Really?
Yeah, that's my thinking.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. First question. Emery, Ole. Who will get sacked first?
Definitely Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Arsenal was a dead and nearly buried team that needed a defibrillator, that needed a life support, that needed a whole lot to get in their stride. So Unai Emery came in, the great Arsene Wenger, who knows everything, took that team from the highest heights to the lowest of lows. And let's backtrack, because we need to go back, use the catapult effect, go very far back to understand where we are, why we're here. When Arsene Wenger took over from Bruce Roach in 1996, September, Arsenal had a fantastic defense line. Tony Adams, Nigel Winterborn, Martin Keown, and the rest of them. Arsene Wenger had already insisted on the signing of Patrick Vieira before he came in. There was Anne Wright, who had been the highest goal scorer, also won the league. There is Dennis Bergkamp, the menace, who won the European Footballer of the Year. That team was packed. All Wenger needed to do was just a few touch here and there. And then the Premier League at the time had only one master, Sir Alex Ferguson and Manchester United. Now fast forward to when Unai Emery came in. Unai Emery inherited a team from Arsenal that does not have a defense at all. Koscielny had no defense at all. So when you put all that in the mix, no team in history of football has ever succeeded with a very porous defense. So he needed to fix that. But then the way he plays, pragmatic, intensity, the Spanish play, Arsenal have a DNA of always playing attacking football, scoring a lot of goals. So this man cannot come in and decide, let's build the defense and sacrifice goals. He couldn't have done that. So what he did was continue the tradition of let's build on going forward while we fix from the back gradually. They brought in not even David Luiz. They brought in Torreira. Socrates was there already. They brought in Torreira, they brought in Martin Guendouzi, and then you hope that everybody will come good. There was also the expectation that eventually Mesut Ozil would play according to his potential. He's been paid what he needs to be paid. He's this a prima donna of the team. He's the supremo of the team. But somewhere along the line, Mesut Ozil has finished. I mean, he's run out of gas. He's run out of steam. He's like a Ferrari engine that has been overused. Yes, the body of the car. Yes, the body of the, not even a Volvo engine. The body of the car is Ferrari. The engine has Ferrari inscripted on the engine block, but unfortunately, the performance is B2 performance. That's exactly what Mesut Ozil is giving. So he's trying to manage and balance. That's why people keep saying Arsenal have a better team. But do you ever wonder that how he's playing a lot more youth players? He's not done that anywhere he's coached. So if he's playing Saka, playing Nelson, playing Maitland-Niles, playing Willock, it means all of those people you're saying are good players are actually dead but not yet buried.
Because if you look at the team, you have Ozil, you didn't play Ozil, you didn't even put him on the bench, but you're playing Saka, which he did absolutely well.
Good.
Absolutely well. He proved, and he showed his worth on the pitch.
Hold up play, fantastic, link up play.
He wasn't even faced by playing at Old Trafford, like
against Manchester United.
Against Manchester United, which was absolutely superb.
Do you think any right foot thinking coach in the world, and does Unai Emery have an antecedent of doing that? The answer is no.
No.
So
I was absolutely impressed with Saka. That the awareness to give Aubameyang that pass instantly to get that goal was absolutely top notch. You hardly get
he practically put that pass on the plate, and then you have a 72 million installment. Who came with the package, but not who came with the wrapper, the gift wrapper, but there's no product in it.
Yeah, I have my problem.
Nicolas Yeyas and not go Pepe.
Like I said, when they were signing Pepe, they signed the Pepe without Maggie. So
there's a problem. If you see the way the team is designed, from a coaching perspective, I know a thing or two about coaching. I've been a player before. You have certain kind of players like a Pepe, for instance, who doesn't track back, who doesn't help when your team loses the ball. What you do is, okay, stay on that edge. When they get the ball, it comes to you and you start the counter attack. But unfortunately, every time, if you go back to that last game they played, you notice that every time Arsenal is on the counter, it is Callum Chambers, who's just coming back from injury, that is on the bike. That is on the bike. He goes forward and overtakes the so-called speedster Nicolas Pepe, and at the same time, when we lose the ball, he's tracking back faster. He's on the bullet train back, and he's on the power bike going forward. So you know that the team is problematic. But people think, oh, Unai Emery should just work his magic. He doesn't have a magic wand to wave. They bought a bad player who's refusing to set in. Maybe he will settle in later and we'll be praising him. But for now, it's bad.
All right, okay, let's move on to another interesting topic. The Champions League. The Champions League. Spurs. Before the season started, they were all blabbing and saying, "Hey, you want to watch the Champions League?
Come to." Well, we actually went to Champions.
We actually went to White Athlete to watch Champions League
and get excited. But we also discovered that you can put a chicken among eagles, but eventually when it's time to fly, we'll know the eagles and we'll know the chicken.
Definitely. Bayern Munich ran rampage 7-2. Tottenham Hotspur didn't know what hit them.
I think in football, that game in football, let's not just tear Tottenham Hotspur apart.
Was it a factor of Tottenham being so bad on the day, or Bayern Munich being absolutely superb?
That's what we call the perfect game. Bayern Munich played the perfect game. They also had other chances to make that scoreline up to 10. But beyond that, this rot has been coming. Tottenham Hotspur built a team that would have climaxed with winning the Champions League. But unfortunately, they didn't win it and they didn't have an alternative plan. So the players look at themselves like, some of them have extended their contract. They know that, Harry Kane knows that he's 26 now. If he doesn't move away from this club, they are so loyal to the team that if they move away, they'll be Judas. They don't want to be Judas. And they are looking at it like, right now, they can't win anything again. So there was a time they said that the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. But right now, I think that the flesh is willing, but the spirit is willing. So weak, sorry. So the message coming from the brain to the leg is not communicating at all.
Interesting. So what's the way forward for Pochettino now? Going this way, do you think he'll probably just take out this season and probably leave Tottenham Hotspur to go to Real Madrid, or stay and try to see if he can motivate himself? Because staying in the team for this long, you have to find that proper motivation to keep going.
I'm not one who I was raised by too many people. My mom, Akimbode, Babatunde, Liza Muji, the people I've worked with, Adokia Mesiamaka, my coaches, Monday Sinclair, Toshat in Sweden, always tell me that avoid excuses, because excuses is the zenith of mediocrity, and I don't want that to happen. I think we've given Pochettino too many excuses. We've excused him too much. When it was supposed to get the real heat, everybody excused him. The entire top teams in the EPL conspired not to challenge for the title and left it on the plate for Tottenham Hotspur.
2016.
Leicester came out of nowhere and won the title. Arsenal ended up in second with such a poor performance in the season. And then they say, okay, they were going to win the Champions League or surprise everybody. They didn't win it. Do you know that with all of these Pochettino's magical performance, high goal scoring, high pressing play and all that, they've not won even the Capital One Cup. So LVG came in, he's a bad coach, he won a trophy. Jose Mourinho plays negative football, he won 2 trophies. So you look at all of this and you tell yourself, Gaga Preston, they say he doesn't win in the finals. He's won the UEFA Champions League, he won the UEFA Super Cup, he's won the best coach.
Even Maurizio Sarri came all the way from...
and won something. Antonio Conte came and won something. So if you look at all of these put together, I think that we've excused Mauricio Pochettino for too long. He should face the heat that every other coaches face. He didn't spend money. No, you have a team. Money is the icing on the cake. Give us a good cake. We will not look for the icing. True. So, having said that, pointing him in the direction of Real Madrid is the greatest disaster that will happen. Well, Madrid right now is poison chalice, like Manchester United. Any coach is not going to go there with his magic wand and get something done. You see, the thing about Madrid in the recent years is you don't know how good players like Cristiano Ronaldo is until they are no longer playing in your team. As an Arsenal fan, I can tell you that we never knew how much Thierry Henry and players like Fabregas were carrying the team on their shoulders until they left. And then the team could not accelerate anymore. You were firing, but injector was just not pumping fuel. So look at where Arsenal is. And that's exactly what we're having with Real Madrid. I think that Pochettino should go to a lower team. Go to a lesser team, re-engineer himself, just like Brendan. Yeah, like Brendan Rodgers went to Celtic. We are overhyping.
Did Brendan go to Celtic for wanting to go to a lower team or because they were bigger teams?
No, there were bigger teams. There were teams in the EPL that offered him jobs that he didn't take because he considered the Liverpool the adventure a failure. So he needed to go. So I think he should go somewhere and refresh. He shouldn't leave Tottenham Hotspur and go to Real Madrid, which is a bigger pressure cooker that would demand results instantly. So if I was Pochettino, I'll definitely leave Spurs either this season or mid-season. Anytime he gets fired, coaches don't resign anymore because of the money they get paid. So he will not resign. Whenever Levy decides to let him go, he leaves. But he shouldn't go to Madrid. He should go to a smaller team, re-engineer himself, and then come back again, just like when the Rangers is doing now with Leicester. He might not win anything, but if you qualify them for Europe, he's achieved something.
Yeah, definitely he's achieved something. Leaving that, let's go quickly to Barcelona. Here's the thing about Barcelona. Antoine Griezmann came out to complain about, not complain, but he made
an open statement, yeah,
that him and Lionel Messi are not on talking terms and they don't flow too often. Probably maybe because Messi is someone who keeps himself
conservative, yeah.
But the question now is, do you necessarily need to talk with someone, to be very close to someone before you guys can be able to have that bond on the pitch? Or you're being paid to play football? Like outside the pitch, if you guys want to be friends, no problem. But on the pitch, you have to bond. Do you need to be friends outside the pitch to be able to bond on the pitch?
Well, I can take it from different side. I've played football on the field, and I've also worked. I worked in radio for 13 years or so, and in that 13 years, a couple of the guys that I work with every day were not my friends. They don't know my house. I don't know their house. I don't have their phone or my numbers. I can't call them when I need anything. I can't relate. I don't relate with them. But when we're on air, we need to do that job. Kai, I have my name, my reputation to protect. That's one. Football is different. Even though I remember when I was on radio, sometimes some guys want to fall your hand. They throw things, they throw jibe at you that would offend you so that you will react and it becomes a problem. But I don't care about that. Now, let me come to football. Dennis Beckham and David Seaman played for 10 years. They were not in talking time. They were not seeing each other eye to eye. Some people will say, but that one is in goal and this one is in attack. The thing about football is it gets better when you people are friends. We saw how the MSN were awesome, incredible because of the friendship.
In Belgium, what's his name? Thibaut Courtois is in goal with Kevin De Bruyne. They play in the same team, but they don't talk.
But you know, that one is in goal and this one is playing in midfield. It's not an excuse per se, but I think I'll put it this way: Antoine Griezmann is a great player. We're not going to diminish his performance. he came to Barcelona at a time where Barcelona have a coach that's really not pushing the team to perform at its maximum. At the time where Messi's game is dwindling, Messi has played with just about everybody and he's made them look good, and they've also made him look excellent. So
Zlatan.
no, Zlatan's case was different. Zlatan does not have a problem with Messi. He has a problem with Pep Guardiola. But, you know, I take side with Pep Guardiola on that anyway, because the result shows that Pep Guardiola was right and Zlatan was wrong. So, in this case, I think that Zlatan should, Antoine Griezmann should face this game and get in amongst the goals. If he keeps scoring, and eventually Messi will give him the pass. Because I always see the communication between Messi and Ansu. And I'm saying to myself that Messi gives this boy a lot to play. So if Antoine Griezmann begins to play, and I see the Antoine Griezmann we saw at Atletico Madrid was more mobile than the one that we've seen. Compared to the one now that we've seen. So he should take the bull by the horn and put himself in position where he will receive the ball a lot. Barcelona play the Rabona football, give and go. So if you're standing static, you just might not receive a lot of the passes. So I think if he gets in among the goals, if he go on that scoring spree of maybe scoring in 5 consecutive games, see, friendship or no friendship, the ball will come.
Definitely. All right, guys, we have to go. Time flies. Don't forget, it's the Talking Point Show. You have to follow us on YouTube at ELEGBETE1.
Yes, you have to keep this show running.
Social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at ELEGBETE1. Please, I am begging, follow us on YouTube and subscribe to get the notification button. It's just down there. Just one click, please. All right, guys. See you guys. All come back next time.
Okay, you promised them that I was supposed to say something?
Yeah. No, you have to say it.
All right, this is the voice of the ELEGBETE1 the time for the second day for the people and the bishop of the better consider Chief Justice of the Republic area. I hail you now.
I'm here.
Thank you.